love my women like I like my sandpaper. Rubbing up and down on my wood.
I love my women like I like my cucumber on my face until the swelling goes down.
I love my women like I like my washing machine. Washing machine. I love my women like I like my washing machine. Taking those loads. I love my women like I like my
jigsaw puzzle.
Jigsaw puzzle with interlocking parts and spread on my table. I love my women like I like my ceiling fan in my bedroom and turned on blowing me. Guys, I'm Darren Carter. Thank you. I love my women like I like my chair with a strong back and a big seat and on all fours. I love my women like I like my house keys with good teeth, never duplicated, picked up at Home Depot and letting me in that back door.
Everybody listen to Darren Carter. We all know he's the party starter. So if you want to listen to a podcast for free, then listen to The Pocket Party.
And we're back. Hey, everybody, it's your host, Darren Carter, the party starter. Welcome to the Pocket Party Podcast. I'm your host, Darren Carter, the party starter. We have Mr. John DiResta, former NYPD cop. Also, he did transit. He was a transit cop. He's been an actor. He's been a comedian. He's a woodworker.
A grandfather.
A grandfather.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
voiceover actor.
That's true.
No, my voice appears in 3 Steven Spielberg movies.
Nice.
I got a new worker at my wood shop today.
Yeah.
I just met him today, and he moved to L.A. from Jersey to be a voiceover actor. That's why I said it with a little bit of English. You know, people, I'm a voiceover actor.
Yeah.
But he said he was a bartender. He said, he goes, I could do every single person that ever came in my bar. I can imitate them.
That's awesome.
But watch this. I only knew him in 2 minutes. He goes like this. In a week from now, I could do you.
Wow.
Yeah, he's telling me he could do an impression.
How old is this guy? Do you know?
He's 31.
Dude, that's good. Tell him to keep going for it.
Yeah.
Maybe he's,
He lives by the Hollywood Bowl.
Did he do any voices for you?
No.
Wow. That's funny. I did voiceover work. I was in the video game. I think it's called Tony Hawk's Underground. It's like a skateboard video game.
Okay.
But here's the thing. My characters didn't come out in the video game until you get to the higher levels. And I couldn't get past the first level.
Oh, that's funny. You couldn't even hear yourself.
I couldn't even hear myself, but I played a character called Useless Dave, and then I did like other add-on characters. I mean, this is before...
Well, watch this. My voice is in 3 Steven Spielberg movies. Catch Me If You Can, The Terminal with Tom Hanks, and then War of the Worlds. And I don't know where I know where I am in a few of them.
Yeah.
But War of the Worlds, all we did was yell and scream. Did you ever see that movie?
No. I haven't seen a lot of movies, though. So,
okay, after the movie's shot, they bring in, if the movie was shot in New York, you add New York flavor.
Oh.
Or actual lines that move the story along. I'll give you an example. In Catch Me If You Can, Leonardo DiCaprio is being chased, right? He's like a criminal.
Yeah.
And he runs through a train station in Westchester. And as he's running through the train station, you hear, "Attention, ladies and gentlemen, track 7 is going to be closed. Dude, it's a track work. Switch 7. Change the Hawthorne for Manhattan."
Wow.
In other words, I'm the guy that's...
Wow. That's cool. And then what about the other two movies? Is it the same sort of thing? They need a New York accent?
In The Terminal, Tom Hanks lives in JFK Airport for 6 months because his country of origin no longer exists. So if you see Tom Hanks or whatever he's doing in the background, you hear, "I told you to move the bag. Sir, move the luggage." Or, "I want pepperoni on my pizza." You're adding flavor to the background.
Oh, can I hear you? Let me hear you say you're listening to Darren Carter's Pocket Party podcast. 3, 2.
You're listening to Darren Carter's Pocket Party podcast.
Nice. Try it with the windscreen on now. Take 2.
I don't wear condoms.
But it's popping a little bit if you don't mind.
Yeah, understood.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. What a magic trick. I thought you took it off and put it on.
No. I was manipulating my lighter.
Give me another one. Give me a
You are listening to Darren Carter's Pocket Party podcast.
All right, now do it like it's late night and they're driving at 3 a.m.
Hey, you. You're listening to Darren Carter's Pocket Party podcast.
All right, now give us a bright, shiny, it's 10 a.m. and you're driving the kids to school.
Hey, it's 10 a.m. and if you want to get to work and have a little fun, listen to Darren Carter's Pocket Party podcast. Yeah, baby. In my balls.
I like
In my
it.
balls.
Dude, I used to do that when I would go to the voiceover auditions. They would always give us it's a brightness. Here's the thing, though, because I can do all these voices, right? But then you get in there, and what they want you all to do is just, ads for, the succulent steak at Red Lobster. And it's like, I don't want to do that.
Well, I'll tell you
I
what.
want to do cartoons and
And
whatnot.
the few commercials you've made for me, they're fantastic.
Oh,
It's
thank
really,
you.
I didn't
Thank
even know
you.
you took these. I didn't know you went for acting, voice stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I never,
Yeah.
but it's a tough nut to crack.
Yeah, like I said, I booked the voiceover. I booked some, video game stuff, and that
All right,
was
my
great.
voices and a
Yeah.
few other things. There's a movie about a guy that crosses the Twin Towers on a tightrope.
Oh, yeah.
Not the documentary, the actual film.
Nice.
And when I don't know if you saw it, he was out on the tightrope for an hour.
Yeah.
So the NYPD was at each end.
Wow.
So you see these actors doing this, and then you hear me saying, I told you to get out here. Yeah, you come
Yeah.
off the rope, you French douchebag. Then...
Have you been on top of the Empire State Building?
It's funny. I've been to the Empire State Building, but the Twin Towers,
Yeah.
that's where he walked across. This is really strange. The only time I was ever in the Twin Towers, I was a New York City transit cop, and we worked 9 at night to 6 in the morning in the homeless outreach unit. And if we didn't have any clients to pick up, that's what we called them, clients.
Yeah.
Because you can't say, bring up that smelly bum from Times Square. When we weren't actively picking up clients, we parked at Chambers on the E, which was at the base of the Twin Towers. So when we wanted to use the bathroom or get warm off this New York City bus that had no heat,
Yeah.
we went into the Twin Towers, into the basement where the Port Authority had a precinct, and they would let us sleep. Because we weren't Port Authority cops, we were transit. So we weren't
Yeah.
we weren't sleeping on job time in our own precinct.
Right.
So, but I've been to the Empire State Building,
Yeah.
not to the Statue of Liberty.
I did the whole tourist thing when I was there, and I went to the top, and you look at it, and I did not go to the Statue of Liberty either. I have not.
There's
been
an
there.
old joke in New York. You know you're a real New Yorker if you've never been to Statue of Liberty, Twin Towers, Empire State Building, Circle Line. You know what the Circle Line is?
No.
So, Circle Line is a boat that goes around Manhattan, and that's a real touristy thing.
That's what they're all doing.
But we did it when people came up from Florida, like 1975. We did it.
Yeah. That's cool, man. Well, let's get into it. What else is you? So we're both comedians. For the people that are watching, and we've both been doing it since like the late '80s, the early '90s.
I started
Yeah.
July of '92 was set number 1, and I'm on set number 7,137
Wow.
tomorrow night.
Wow. So yeah, I started in '88, and then I really got going in '89 a little bit more. Then '90 was my first big road gig, and I remember I had a motorcycle at the time, and to get from Fresno to Ventura, I was like, well, I don't want to ride the motorcycle, so I bought my first car to get to the gig, and it was a used Yugo, which
Whoa.
they probably don't even know what Yugos are anymore, guys. It's an old car made by Yugoslavia.
It's also
which
a joke. It was in everyone's joke in
Dude,
the early '90s.
I
Everyone
know.
had a Yugo joke, about a Fuco joke, a Monica Lewinsky joke.
Yeah. Dude, I remember I was on this tour and our van broke down, and it was in Poughkeepsie, New York. And I remember we were in the mechanics place, and I went to go use the restroom, and then they showed there was 3 pictures in the men's room of a.
Was one of me?
No, it was a car wreck, and it showed like 3 different angles of the car wreck, and it said "Bada bing, bada boom, bada fuco."
Oh.
And I always remember that. I was like, "Yeah, it's New York humor." But
Well, watch this. I went to New Paltz College, which is right across the river from Poughkeepsie. So in the fall of '82, I went into Poughkeepsie and we got drunk. We ate mescaline. And we actually, in Poughkeepsie, I saw Dr. Dirty. Do you know Dr. Dirty?
No, what is that? It's a comedian.
There's
right?
two comedians. There's Uncle Dirty
Oh, yeah.
and Dr. Dirty.
Oh, I'm thinking of Uncle Dirty.
No, Uncle Dirty was an older guy with big eyebrows.
Oh, but Doctor actually got
Dr.
his
Dirty
PhD.
played the piano and wore a tuxedo. John Valby. But I used to go see him in Poughkeepsie. Yeah.
That's cool. Wearing a tuxedo. I've never done comedy in a tuxedo.
I have, and it was the worst gig
Wow.
ever, dude,
Wow.
ever. I was telling someone about it the other day.
Were you in a boxing ring?
No. I moved to LA to do a sitcom, and the idea went from ABC to UPN, and they couldn't get me press because I was on a UPN sitcom. You know what I mean? They just couldn't. So they got me a gig for the Beverly Hills Police. So I'm thinking I'm doing a gig for Beverly Hills Cops.
Right.
And then
Like Eddie Murphy will be there.
Next thing I know, I have
Foley.
to wear a tuxedo, and I'm like, "What are I going to wear a tuxedo?" It's for the Beverly Hills Police Foundation, and the whole audience is 1,000 rich Beverly Hills people with their wife or husband or life mate. And dude, they just there to write a check and show their face. They could care less about the comedy. Hold on, it gets worse. I'm in a tuxedo. My whole cast of my sitcom, my wife. I don't like doing stand-up in front of people I know back then. I hadn't been doing the sets, right? Here I'm doing a set every night. I'm ready. Back then I was doing one set a month because I'm shooting a sitcom. I just moved to LA. You know, the last thing I'm doing jokes about being a broke cop in Brooklyn.
Right.
Now I'm in Beverly Hills and in a tuxedo. Hold on. And right before I went to go on, who's the girl that used to date Jerry Seinfeld? And the girl was based... Carol Leifer walks up and says, "I'm really excited to see your set." And I was inside my head. Hold on.
Yeah.
Jay Leno's supposed to do one joke and introduce me.
Whoa.
He does 30 minutes.
He kills.
And kills.
Wow.
And knows exactly how to, with this audience. And right before I went on, he goes like this: "You're going to think this is the worst show you ever had. But in a year from now, you're going to look back and say, it wasn't that bad." And he was right. It was not a fun show, dude.
Wow.
That's the only time I ever wore a tuxedo.
Wow. Did you have to pay for the tuxedo?
I don't remember. I think it was a freebie because, again, charge it to UPN.
Oh, yeah.
I did wear a tuxedo one other time. Can I tell you?
Yeah.
I'm such a nice guy that a cop from New York City hits me up like on AOL, like 2002, 2003, and he's coming to LA for a screenwriting competition, and this is the gala dinner.
Yeah.
And do I want to go with him? And my wife. And somehow we got sucked into going to some screenwriters dinner. I guarantee it's a scam.
Yeah.
I guarantee everybody there spent $1,000 to get their screen, in a blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So two things happened. A, I had to wear a tuxedo and I had to pay for it. B, when we get there, we're at the bar mingling, and who's the guy that wrote Laverne and Shirley? This was a funny incident.
Gary Marshall?
Gary Marshall walks up to the bar and he looks at his wife and goes, "Okay, so what am I supposed to do for the money they're paying me?" And she goes, "You're supposed to say hello to people." And he just turns to me and goes, "Hi, I'm Gary Marshall. Who are you?"
I love it.
I go, "I'm John DiResta." He goes, "Good. It's nice to know you." Like he must have been getting like $5,000, And then,
by the way, speaking of Gary Marshall, whenever I write those jokes with Fraser Smith,
right,
those videos that we do, we perform that we meet at the Smokehouse right across from Warner Brothers. It's Smokehouse Steakhouse. You guys should check it out. It's been around since the 40s. And oftentimes we sit in the Gary Marshall booth.
Oh, wow. Okay.
There's a plaque. It says Gary Marshall booth. Like that was his
and he's
regular.
from the Bronx. He was just a regular guy.
He's great.
He got
man.
very successful.
Yeah.
So after we were all mingle in the bar, now it's time to go have the dinner. And I had told this guy, this cop, I said, whatever you do, don't give me a screenplay, because everyone back then looked at me like I was God, because I had a sitcom. I was in a movie with Sandra Bullock. I was in a movie with Robert De Niro. I don't want to drop names. Michael Caine told me it was rude. Whatever you do, don't give me a script, because I have nothing I could do with it.
Yeah.
And sure enough, while we're mingling with Gary Marshall, he says to me, I have something for you in my car. We walk all the way to his car in the tuxedo. I leave Fran with Gary Marshall, and he opens his trunk, and he hands me a script. And I asked him not to. And he hands me a script. We go back in, and a funny thing happened. We all go to our tables. Now it's time to have dinner and everyone gets the awards. And Fran and I are at, let's say, table 12. And it's round and it holds, let's say, 15 people. Guess what? There was already 15 people. Then we went to the next table. There was already 50. There was nowhere for Fran and I to sit.
Wow.
And you know what I said?
What'd you say?
Let's get out of here. I left. That's the second time I wore a tuxedo.
Yeah.
I got to meet Gary Marshall.
Do you think you would ever want to wear a tuxedo all the time?
No,
Wouldn't that be interesting, like to bring it back? Like no comedians are wearing a tuxedo all the time.
Well, what's his name always has one on, or something that looks like a tuxedo. He's always posting videos from Jimmy Kimmel. He's half Chinese.
Oh yeah, I think he's wearing a tuxedo. Steve Byrne.
Yeah, Steve Byrne always has a tuxedo.
I think he's
on.
half Korean and half Irish. Yeah.
Yo.
That's kind of cool.
He keeps
You're
forgetting
right.
to shave his shillelagh.
You're right. And when he does that, it looks kind of classy, like he's a talk show host.
Yeah, he looks good.
You
I
know?
like him.
So that maybe that could be a thing, a tuxedo.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's funny because I've been dressing up on stage a lot more than I did like 4 years ago, and I know you changed your style.
I just
also.
try and wear a button-up shirt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've been wearing
It matters.
I've been wearing like the Western style clothes, the belt buckle, the bolo. When I headline on the road and stuff, it's kind of fun. I've been bringing the cowboy hat up for like the first minute, and then I put it on at the end of the
You look
show.
like a cross between Dolly Parton and a gay porno star.
In your mind, but listen, so I like to put the mic, I like to put the hat on the mic stand. It's like, it's kind of cool, man.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, there's a new sheriff in town.
Yeah,
He's gonna make you laugh. Thank you.
We did a gig together, and you dressed in that cowboy theme.
Yeah.
But so did Aria Zizian. And
we
I
did
couldn't
Bakersfield.
tell who was who.
Yeah, we did Bakersfield. That was funny. We went to Buck Owens Crystal Palace. And you just came back from Reno. And so did I. I was at the Silver Legacy Casino. It was so fun.
I did it a week before you.
Yeah. I was
Watch this. I'm in the... I haven't been to Reno in 10, 15 years. I turned the corner in the airport, and there was a digital billboard in the airport, and your face was about 15 feet tall.
Right across
it
from
was
that
you
McDonald's.
and Mulrooney. And it was really weird to see you guys on this, So I did the Silver Legacy the week before you, and then I went back only 11 days later, and I did Carson City, Nevada, the Nugget, the Carson Nugget Casino.
And they're about, what, 45 minutes from each other?
It's about 29, 30 miles. And this past weekend, I was in East Durham at the Woodstock of Woodworkers. I went to the Maker Camp with 1,000 woodworkers from around the world.
Wow. Now, before we get into that,
Go ahead.
Tell us about how you did tell us about the commercial, if you want to tell that story. You did the commercial for Reno?
Oh, yeah. That's a funny story. So the guy owned a casino. He owns the casino. I thought it was just somebody that booked it, but it winds up he owns the casino. And about a week before I got the gig last minute, he said, can you make me just a few 30-second commercials? Yeah, just be funny. So like Rocky Laporte, just be funny.
Yeah, just do it just a little video on your phone and then
say
email
you're in
it
this
to
movie,
him.
that movie, and I'm going to be at the Carson Nugget. Come on down as the date and the times.
Give us an example of what one you would say.
Hey, everybody, my name is John DiResta. You might have seen me in Miss Congeniality 1, Miss Congeniality 2, and I'm in a fantastic movie with Robert De Niro called 15 Minutes. And for the last 20 years, I'm proud to say I'm in a movie with Robert De Niro. You know, you're an actor. What a dream come true. And I sent this guy to 3 or 4 videos.
Yeah.
And as soon as I hit send, my thumb wasn't even off the phone. He called. Hey, do yourself a favor. You may not want to mention that you hang around with Robert De Niro. This is a very conservative town.
Yeah.
But what a change.
I love the story because you told me, you go, I was nervous. I was like, why is this guy calling? Is he going to be like, hey, you were just here a week ago. The gig's canceled.
Right, because that was another thing. Sometimes you play the same town.
And then, but instead he was like, hey, De Niro. And then,
do yourself a favor. Do them all over. Just don't mention, hey, Sandra Bullock. Go heavy on the Sandra Bullock.
Wow.
And then watch this. I realized I was shot in 2 movies.
Yeah.
I was shot in the chest in Miss Congeniality. and it's a big to-do. You know, safety people, gun people.
Yeah.
We all got to look at the gun, make sure it's empty. Even me, I'm the guy, I'm getting shot. And then in 15 minutes with Robert De Niro, I get shot in the shoulder, but with a blood bag. It's a big thing. And I realized I'm shot in 2 big feature films, and thank God I haven't done a movie with Alec Baldwin.
Dude.
I'll hold.
Dude, imagine.
I'll
imagine. Poor guy. That sucks, dude.
Oh, can you imagine?
Can you imagine you're an actor and you're like
tortured?
It's like, you know,
I bet you he hasn't had a good night's sleep. Or maybe he has.
I don't know.
I don't think he cares. I don't know.
I don't know.
Did you see what he's doing now?
A reality show,
Oh.
right? Yeah. I did a movie and I did a movie and they same thing. They show you. I basically in the movie it's called Who Made the Potato Salad, and I play Urkel's best friend.
Wait a minute.
Jaleel White.
You were in Who Made Potato Salad?
Yes, sir. Yes. And there's a scene where we set it up to where like I'm gonna break into the house. He's gonna be the hero, but in the movie. They're like, what happens is the family, you know, they're real ghetto, and they push me to the side. And I'm like, we got this, and they start beating me up with shotguns. But they had to show like they put you know, cushions and padding on me,
right.
And as they're hitting me with the butts of their guns, the guy you look through the barrel and make sure it's all empty. But I mean, you're right. It's like, you know, you got to make sure like there's
you got to make sure. You know what I did?
Yeah.
I just remembered. I don't think I've ever talked about it.
Yeah.
I don't want to drop names. Michael Caine told me it was rude. I'm in a Dane Cook movie. So you're in a movie with Jaleel White. I'm in a movie with Dane Cook.
Right.
It's called 8 Guys. And it's 8 comedians that all live in one apartment.
Do people even watch movies anymore? I wonder about that.
I don't even know. But this was like a 30-minute movie, not a legit movie.
Oh, yeah.
But watch this. To show how we're all such a bunch of dirtbags and comedians that live in one apartment, the opening scene, I'm sleeping standing up, and I used to be real fat. And I have to fall face down on what looks like a coffee table and break it. So they asked me to make the prop because I'm a woodworker.
Yeah.
So I make a coffee table with 4 heavy wooden legs, but I cut I cut them so when they get hit, they'll break.
Yeah.
And my brother Jimmy said, when you fall straight down on that,
yeah,
because that's the thing, you can't have any hands. You really got to make it look real.
Yeah.
He said one of those wooden spikes can go right through your heart.
Wow.
You know what I mean? A jagged piece of wood.
Yeah, fuck that.
So we wind up making all the 4 legs out of cardboard.
I would too.
But I still had to fall face down with my hands at my side. It's not easy to do.
Not fun. You're not stunt man.
I'm not. Listen, Miss Congeniality 2, I get shot in the chest. My character has a bulletproof vest. I have to fall over a little wall. And I said, I need a stunt man. No, what do you... Dude, when I fell, I don't know if I told you, I fell on my head. Look.
Yeah. Oh.
I felt all my weight went on my neck, and my head snapped.
Ooh.
Hold on, it gets worse. I saw black, and then I saw stars. And I had never saw stars except for in the cartoons when we were kids.
Wow.
Yeah. And thank God, to this day, I'm not in a wheelchair.
Thank God. By the way, dates out the gates, even though it's 20 minutes in. I want to let you guys know I'll be at the Levity Live in Oxnard. That's coming up in December. I'm going to be there with John DiResta. I'm coming to San Diego. I'm coming to Clovis, California. I'm going to be somewhere else. I forget where it's going to be, but it's all my dates. Go to my Instagram. Look at that link in the bio. They're all there. Texas. That's right. El Paso, Texas. And you're going to be at Governor's.
I'm at Governor's in Long Island, November 15th and 16th. We're going to probably shoot John DiResta's first special, Long Island Homegrown.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
That's great. But yeah, back to watching movies. You know, I was at the Smokehouse today, and there was a producer in the booth next to us, and I heard him talking to another producer, and they were talking about how it's funny. I don't even know this guy, but he was saying the same thing I'm wondering. Like, do people watch movies? I don't think they do, especially the younger people. Like, we're used to seeing things on our phones. Like, there's times I'll go on the road and I don't even turn my TV on. Why would I? I'm more of a music guy, and I look at my phone for entertainment.
You know what I realize? When I'm in a hotel, within an hour, the desk looks like Bobby and Whitney stayed there for a month. It's loaded. Prescriptions, marijuana pipes, etc. But the only reason I'll turn the TV on is to watch the local news to get a joke or two. I don't ever put on, I don't look for a movie. I don't pay for a movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, occasionally I'll look at, like, you're right, like I might, like, what's the news or something. Occasionally I'll do that, but for the most part, I don't do that.
Or check the weather.
Yeah. Well, I use my phone.
Watch this.
For me, I use the phone. Or I look out the window.
I did a gig in Fargo, North Dakota.
Yeah.
I got paid really good. And this was 20 years ago, and they gave me a lot of money. I did a whole weekend in Fargo, North Dakota with Bob Phillips. You know Bob Phillips? The suit? He's out of Detroit. He wears a suit.
Wow. So imagine you could one-up him with the tuxedo.
No, but he's known as the suit.
Wow.
But we did Fargo, North Dakota, and I'm watching David Letterman, and right through David Letterman's monologue is like right through the middle, not the bottom of the screen. Look, it says, "It is so cold and dangerous outside that if you leave your home, the odds of you dying are 80%.
Wow.
And it keeps going. And I'm like, oh, this must be a gag.
Yeah.
It's David Letterman.
It's David Letterman.
And it wasn't. It was like minus 35 degrees.
Wow. That's what they did for those hurricanes, right? They said, like, if you're going to not evacuate,
you're going to die.
Take a Sharpie and on your leg or somewhere, your arm, put your name, your date of birth, your address. Yeah.
That
looked really like gruesome. But then, of course, thank God the hurricane wasn't as bad as they predicted, I believe, right? It wasn't a Hurricane 5.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just glad I'm glad twice a year I don't get in my car and drive north, and you don't know where you're going, and you have no gas.
Right. And once you go over the Grapevine up towards the Bay Area or Fresno.
No, I'm saying we at least we have 1 or 2 earthquakes a year. That's it. This is a house this house was built in 1920. Okay, so that makes it 104 years old.
Yeah.
And it doesn't.
It's 1 year older than your act.
Oh, zing! I'll hold.
Heyo.
But joking, watch this.
Joking. Yeah.
It has a crawl space underneath, no basement. But when an earthquake hits, this house just picks up like this. It just goes.
Wow! It like rocks.
It just rocks back and forth, and it goes till it settles. And I think it was built like that because of earthquakes. In other words, the fact that the tension can just bounce around.
Do you ever go under the crawl space?
No,
it must be super creepy, right?
I don't want to know.
How creepy? I mean, how crawl? Is it like 3 feet, 2 feet, 4 feet?
It's like you got to crawl.
Oh, that's why they call it crawl space.
I've never been. I can't even look at it. And you know the reason I'm claustrophobic. And you know Risky Betts was our friend, the cowboy comedian.
Lives in Arkansas now.
Yeah.
Shout out to Risky if you're watching or listening.
Risky went into a crawl space once and got stuck.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's. It's like these 2 astronauts. You know about them? They're stuck in space.
Wow.
They were supposed to come back like in June. Then they told them this fall. Now they're telling them next year.
Yeah.
That's claustrophobic.
Wow.
And the one guy's married. You don't think he's getting 65 cell phone calls a day?
That's crazy. I know, right?
Are you banging her?
Wow.
What are you telling her, your dumb jokes? Are we in danger here? What's
live
that screen?
visibility restricted. Your live is not eligible for recommendation and restricted in search results because your live does not comply with the For You feed eligible. Okay, I don't know what happened, but did we say something bad? I don't know. 2 restrictions.
2.
Damn.
I did. Look, mine is still going.
All right. All right, let me stop mine. By the way, we tried something new. We're like, let's.
We're messing around here, and his was just restricted. Probably.
Yeah.
Because of my New York accent and cadence, they think I'm a racist, even though we didn't say anything racist.
You had 665 viewers. So that's pretty cool. Yeah.
How many do I have? Can you say? Look, 4?
We won't know. No, we won't know. You probably have more, but we'll know more at the end. That's crazy.
November 15th, 16th, governors.
I think as long as we keep it clean, try not to curse or anything. But,
I don't think I did, though.
I don't think you did. I don't know. Was it the crawl space thing? Was it that? I don't know. What did you say?
They certainly jumped to you quick, didn't they?
They sure did. And then it was 2 of them. So I said, screw that. I'm not doing that. All right, let's try this. All right, so
that's the reason Jimmy DiResta doesn't go in business with me.
Oh, wow.
He thinks I'm going to say something.
Well, as long as we keep it clean. Now we switched over to Instagram, so this should be good. I was on TikTok earlier. I believe.
Yeah,
I hope
what are you, 14 years old?
Well, listen, you're a movie star, but movies are kind of,
watch this. You want to hear something
fresh.
funny?
Yes.
I don't think you know this.
Tell me.
In the last 2 weeks, I was up for a movie with Hugh Jackman. It was just announced yesterday.
Congratulations.
Hugh Jackman, Kate Hudson. Hugh Jackman's going to play Neil Diamond.
Wow.
Like a Neil Diamond cover act.
Yeah.
And it's a comedy. and I was up for the manager of the band. Read did the audition here at home,
Yeah.
and you send it in, and Matt's my love interest, my son. I want to run my fingers through your hair. And then the next day they said, we're going to send you some new stuff. You're going to read for his dentist. I was going to be Hugh Jackman's dentist that gets his teeth ready to be the new Neil Diamond show. And the point of the story was it was 8 weeks in New York City.
Touching hands. Yeah.
And guess what?
What?
When I didn't get it, I didn't even mind.
You're like I didn't. Hey, for you guys joining us right now, this is Darren Carter, the party starter. We're doing a podcast. It's called Pocket Party Podcast. 300 episodes. This is another comedian that I'm friends with, John DiResta. He's an actor. He was a New York City cop.
Woodworker.
Now we're going to take some, and a woodworker. Hello from Mexico. So now what we're going to do is we will take questions. If there's any questions, ask us a question in the Instagram, on Darren Carter's Instagram, and if we can get to it, we'll get to it.
Well, look at mine. Mine's rotate of people asking me questions and I'm being rude.
No, we're not, because it's.
You understand what I mean, right?
Oh yeah, people love it. They're liking it. So yeah, you guys, if you have a question, you want to ask us something, feel free to ask us, and we'll.
How about
do
this?
it.
If
Yes,
anyone's
sir.
watching mine, ask me on Darren.
Yes.
On Darren's.
Hop over to Darren Carter on Instagram
And how many people are watching you right now?
Right now we're up to 55.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what about mine? 4?
I honestly
read
can't
that
tell.
either.
It's too far. Okay, we have a question about being a cop.
Go
All
ahead.
Would love to know. Good story. Could you tell it's crazy out there? Yeah, he was a cop, man.
I was a cop in the subway of New York for 8 years. And then the NYPD took us over, and then I was at NYPD for 4 years. Total of 12 years.
Have you ridden the subway here in New York? I mean, here in Los Angeles.
I did once. I didn't like it. Because watch this. If and when there's an earthquake and you're underneath there, that's a bad spot to be in.
Yeah.
No, I stay away.
And you work with the homeless outreach from
For 7 years, I was in the homeless outreach unit where we would drive and pick up our clients. We were like an Uber for homeless people. We took them from the subway to a shelter. But on a cold night, we could have 50 or 60 clients.
What years did you work in New York with the homeless?
I got on the job in 86. I left to do a sitcom in 98. But I was in the homeless unit from about 94 to about 98. No, maybe 92. About 6 or 7 years.
So here's my question. So that was 86 to 94, you said?
Well, 86 to 98 was my 12 years as a cop.
86 to 98. And now you're out here. Do you think the homeless situation is now in LA?
It's way worse. I see more homeless people in one night than I did in the homeless unit.
Wow.
Yeah, it's real. In LA, it's horrific. Where we live, where I live, you live in Burbank is nicer. I live in North Hollywood. You could give directions. Go 4 homeless guys, make a right at the Tent City, make a left at the Naked Bum, and then when you see a purple couch, there's junk. There's Tent City. There's like 2-floored tent cities. There's like houses built out of lumber for homeless people.
It's trippy, right? Like a duplex.
I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all.
He just went to a wedding in San Francisco. He said that he thought it was worse in LA than it is San Francisco. We hear horrible things about San Francisco, but I'm like,
and watch this. I was in the homeless outreach unit, so every now and then you'd cross paths with, the food. People giving out food, people trying to change their lives. Other homeless outreach units. You dig what I mean? I've yet to see one single van, one LAPD, one homeless outreach, one even like you would think every Wednesday at noon at Amelia Earhart Park they would give out food. You know what I mean? I don't see any of that. Amelia Earhart used to live in North Hollywood.
Oh wow,
You didn't know that?
I seen her statue at the Burbank airport.
Who's the 4 most famous people that grew up in North Hollywood? Come on,
I have no idea.
Randy Rhoads
and Adam Carolla.
What was that name we just mentioned?
Amelia Earhart
and Tony Robbins.
No way.
Tony Robbins is from North Hollywood.
Wow.
And now I lived here. I moved in here. I moved in this house the day Michael Jackson died.
June It was June of 2010.
Well, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And Farrah Fawcett, God bless her soul.
Yeah.
I still have the poster. Isn't someone doing a joke? Kevin Alderman. He still does a Farrah Fawcett.
Oh, I thought you still had the Michael Jackson poster.
No, he does the Farrah Fawcett joke. You remember that poster?
Yeah.
Red bathing suit.
God, so good. Yeah. That's funny.
And then I just was in the Woodstock of woodworking.
Yeah, now what was that like? So tell us a little bit about what that was.
In East Durham, New York, my brother Jimmy lives there, and he looks and sounds like me, except he's 1,000 times more skilled at making things and shooting the videos and editing the videos. And since he lives up there, there's a huge campsite where there's all kinds of cabins and a lot of land. So they put together this yearly event where about 1,000 welders and woodworkers from all around the world all come to meet and hang out, demonstrations, tents.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Wow.
Yeah, and for 5 years, I always said it's a bunch of guys that they all look alike. They have the dirty beard with tuna fish in their beard. Mm-hmm. But this weekend, I had a revelation that I was like, wow, I'm with 1,000 guys that are really the best at what they do. They're craftsmen. They make a living at this. It's not. They don't make, Halloween candles.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was fun. But it gets cold at night, dude.
Do you out of all those guys, is there a way to do they have any kind of contest where you could see who really is one of the best ones?
I don't. I think everybody knows the 5 or 10 guys that are like the Mac Daddies.
How would they know?
Just from their videos. They all make videos.
They make videos.
Yeah, let me get that out. They all. That's the big thing. That's how they all know each other.
Hey,
Most of them make videos.
Did you happen to see Yellow Mug Inc?
Of course, dude. I hung out on the whole weekend.
Yellow Mug Inc.
He said he was going to send pictures.
Nice.
He took pictures just to send to you.
Oh, that's cool.
Dude, watch this. He even leaned in. He goes, if he comes to my town, is it worth going to see him? He was asking about you.
Oh, that's cool.
Guess what I told him?
Yes.
No.
Oh.
No, I told him yes. Yeah, dude. If we could tell your fans, it's Yellow Mug Inc. And for 5 years, I called him Yellow Monkey. I didn't know.
Yeah.
No, he was very nice, that guy. And he had a wife. Who knew?
Wow.
I thought if you Googled incel, it would be his headshot and his beeper number.
Yeah. What's up, Vinny, the poncho guy? I know. I'm going to give a little shout out to a few of these people. What's up, Vinny? That's funny, man.
Yeah, Yellow Monkey was there.
Yeah, Yellow Monkey.
I'm trying to think who else was there. Adrian was there. You don't know Adrian outright,
Adrian.
but you know her from me. Adrian was there.
Now, what do you guys do? Is there activities every day?
No, it's funny that there's all kinds of tents and hammering all day long. You hear bang. It sounds like you just hear all people banging metal, and they're all doing. There's a good 50 or 60 demonstrations. Wax, candles, leather. I mean, really intensive stuff. Chainsaws. A guy's making the grizzly bear with the chainsaw.
Oh, yeah.
You know that shtick?
Yeah. That's it. That's an art, though.
But listen, guess what I did?
Yeah.
I always do it. I did it for the last 5 years. Everyone says to me, because I know how to make new wood look old really quick.
Oh.
This is new wood that looks old. I made this table. But instead, I just sit in a chair and smoke cigars and be funny.
Yeah.
I just really, really, really just kind of relax. I don't really get up off my feet. It hit me today. I didn't even go to any of the demonstrations. I mean, I went to one. I went to Adrian's. But hers was so far back, they had to pump sunlight to her.
Oh, damn. By the way, in the last couple of 2 weeks ago, I don't think I told you guys this on the podcast. I sprained my ankle, man. I don't know if you've sprained an ankle.
Oh, no, I don't like
that.
Dude,
it's, I was on a hike.
Oh, no, you hit a rock or something?
I hit a rock about the size of a golf ball, and it just, my entire foot rolled, and boom. And I know.
I don't hear anymore.
Yeah. But I was like, and so I had to travel. When I went to Vegas, I was like, okay, but I could walk and everything. But it was swollen for about 3 days with bruises and stuff.
What did you do? The Jimmy Kimmel?
Yeah, I did the Jimmy Kimmel Comedy Club. It was awesome, man. I'm gonna go back. And
was it crowded?
It was great, man. It was, and I love you guys. If you're started following me since then, and it was great, man. You're in and out. You do 4 shows: 2 Friday, 2 Saturday. I stayed at the Flamingo.
How long you got to do? as a headliner.
As long as you want. It's not like a casino. You know, casinos like, we need to do 30 minutes because we want them gambling, or you got to do 35. No, this is like, that's like, because I asked it, and he goes, yeah, do it. It's your show. Do what you want, you know?
Nice.
So that was cool, man.
Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel
cool.
actually, I don't want to drop names. Michael Caine told me it was rude. But he got me a guest spot there about a year ago, and I couldn't make it. I had to cancel. I was going to go to Vegas, and I didn't go.
You would have loved it. Yeah.
But Jimmy Kimmel, I texted him or emailed him directly, and like 5 minutes later, I got a phone call that said, hey, are you looking to do a guest spot tomorrow night? It was very nice.
Oh, nice.
From Damien.
My point is about the sprained ankle. You and I were talking about getting on the plane, and do you know, I think now you're able to get on planes early.
Oh yeah, I'm Social Security disabled. I had a toe amputated about in 2018.
Is it a pinky toe?
It's a small pinky toe.
Oh yeah.
So when you look down at my foot with no sock on, I look like Fred Flintstone, and I look like Fred Flintstone from the neck up, and the body. But yes, I'm considered disabled. So when they say touch Lynn Jones, handicapped, military, children, A1 lineups, I pre-board.
Wow,
I like it.
So when you pre-board, do they ask you to prove it or anything?
Oh,
or
that's funny you asked that. No, watch this. About 9 times out of 10, I say, look, I had a toe amputated. No problem. I don't even finish. No problem.
You don't even get the word
Don't
amputated
get
out.
to work. No problem.
I had a toe, and they're like,
No
okay,
problem.
yeah.
Can I pre-board? I had a toe amp. No problem. They don't even want to hear it.
Yeah.
They skeeved out.
Yeah.
Like I'm skeeved with the ankle roll.
Yeah.
Shtatazit.
Yeah.
But this past weekend, this is what happens when they pause.
Yeah.
So pretend
Yeah.
you're the gate lady.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. And I was going to describe her, but I don't want to be...
I got you.
Yeah, you don't need it, right?
Yeah, I don't need it.
The fingernails.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The hair.
She's like, sir.
The braided
She's
hair.
like, sir, are you...
The 7-inch fingernails.
What did she ask you? She's like, sir,
I
do
said,
you have...
this is it. Ready? You're going to play her, but you're not going to answer me.
Okay.
Hi, ma'am. My name is John DiResta. I'm on the next flight. And is it okay if I do a pre-board? I had a toe amputated. I could show it to you.
That's not necessary.
Thank you. Have a nice day. You made my day.
I thought you said something, and then sometimes you'll be like, I could pull my sock off.
Well, I could show it to you. That was implied.
And they all say, like, no, thank you.
No, we're good. Good.
Not one person's like...
Have a good one.
Have a good one. Wow.
Have a good one.
That's
you know
it.
where I got that?
No, where?
Boise, Idaho. You ever do a gig there?
Yeah.
Dude, the sun was so hot and humid there. I don't know if I did a weekend there, and you know, like when your hotel is near a gas station, and then that gas station becomes, 3 times a day.
Yeah.
And every time I went and I paid, have a good one. I think that means have a good one.
Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Have a good one.
And then in Neenah, Menasha. You ever do Neenah, Menasha?
No, what is that?
That's 100 miles north of Milwaukee. I went to the gas station from the hotel, and the guy's like, would you like some cheese curds, yeah? Nice and squeaky, yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
And I'm from Long Island. You know what I said to him? Do they squeak on the way in or on the way out? That's what you're supposed to
Did he
laugh.
have an answer? Ha ha.
No, they squeak on your teeth, yeah. They squeak. They go...
Oh,
You never
wow.
ate a cheese curd?
No, but I like cottage. Is cottage cheese the same thing?
No, because these things have a weird consistency.
Oh, I do like cottage cheese.
And they squeak on your teeth.
Wow. that is wild.
They might squeak louder on my teeth. Look.
Wow. Oh yeah, look at that, you guys. He's got the teeth, but all
They
right,
made
John.
me speak.
I want to say
They
thank
made
you
me
for.
speak like Caitlyn Jenner
There
for
you
the
go.
first 2 weeks.
All right.
Seashells by the seashore.
Look at this. Somebody, Adam Brian Jennings says, "I love cheese curds. Call squeaky cheese." Oh wow.
Yeah, there you go. It's called squeaky
That's
cheese.
awesome.
We just got a joke.
Nice.
Thank
Squeaky
you,
cheese.
brah.
Thank you. All right, guys. Well, this is the Pocket Party Podcast. Wanted to hop on, get back into it, and thanks for listening. Hope we made your drive or your commute or your exercise a little better. On behalf of my guest, John DiResta.
Thank you, and thank you to my
you.
viewers. I don't know if anybody watched, but we're new to this.
Thank you.
November 14th, November 15th, 16th, Governors, Levittown.
Let's keep going live. I'll turn the podcast off and
Okay.
we'll go live. That way we can see what's happening. All right, guys. Thank you.
Everybody listen to Darren Carter. We all know he's the party starter. So if you want to listen to a podcast for free, then listen to the Pocket Party.